Hey, XRP Army, Leo here, your insider guide to the crypto revolution that's about to rewrite the rules. Imagine this: the United States government, the most powerful financial force on the planet, quietly positioning to stockpile XRP as a cornerstone of its digital reserve assets. Not tomorrow, not next year, but accelerating right now, fueled by whispers from the White House and a surge that's already pushed XRP to $2.80 today. If you're not strapped in, you will be by the end of this video. Stick around, because I'm breaking down exclusive intel from today's hottest X threads that could send XRP parabolic. And trust me, this changes everything for your portfolio. Alright, let's cut straight to the chase. Just hours ago, as XRP holds steady at $2.80 amid a choppy market, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse dropped a bombshell in an interview that's lighting up the feeds. XRP isn't just surviving the regulatory wars, it's being eyed for inclusion in the US government's digital asset stockpile. Yeah, you heard that right. With Trump doubling down on making America the crypto capital of the world, sources close to the action are buzzing about a strategic buy-in, potentially alongside Bitcoin, to fortify national reserves against global instability. But wait, why XRP? And how does this tie into the wild predictions flooding X today, like $10,000 per coin? Hang tight. I'm unpacking it all, starting with the spark that's got the community exploding. Picture the global financial system as a rusty old pipeline, leaking efficiency and drowning in fees. Enter XRP, the high-speed bridge asset that's already tokenizing trillions in real-world assets on the XRP ledger. Today alone, X is on fire with evidence. Take this thread from @Ripple XRPIE, racking up over 300 likes in hours. Ripple Bank is closing in on becoming the world's financial hub. XRP is being elevated as the future reserve currency. Targets point to $10,000 plus per coin. He's spotlighting how major institutions are migrating to the ledger for seamless cross-border tokenization, echoing what @Saif_crypto amplified in a viral video. The Ripple banking system is rapidly positioning itself as the world standard. Institutions are already entering the XRP ledger through massive tokenization. With 168 likes and climbing, this isn't fringe chatter, it's the FOMO fuel driving today's buzz. But let's ground this in cold, hard facts. XRP's utility isn't hype, it's engineered dominance. Unlike Bitcoin's store of value vibe, XRP settles transactions in 3 to 5 seconds for pennies, making it the perfect neutral bridge for everything from CBDCs to tokenized bonds. And get this, just last week, after the Fed's September rate cut, XRP surged 1.5% to $3.08 in a day, per finance magnates reporting. Even with today's dip to $2.80 amid broader market jitters, like that $160 billion crypto wipeout from Economic Times, analysts are calling a quick rebound. ChatGPT's even in on it, predicting $4 by year-end in a fresh analysis. Why the resilience? Because whispers of government adoption aren't new, they're accelerating. Remember Trump's pledge for a US digital asset reserve? Posts like @CryptoInsightux today nail it. I honestly think we see the USA have some share in Ripple or the $XRP escrow. Trump names a digital asset stockpile and reserve. With 141 likes, he's tapping into the Patriot play. Ripple stayed US-based through the SEC storm, positioning it as the battle-tested choice for Washington's crypto push. Now here's where it gets juicy, the quiet accumulation phase. As @Versan Aljara, a financial strategist with 900 plus likes on his latest drop, puts it, when institutions want an asset, they don't broadcast it. They quietly accumulate and announce after the fact. That's exactly what's happening with gold and XRP. Spot on. We're seeing echoes in real time. Deutsche Bank and Standard Chartered just confirmed US crypto ops rollout, timed perfectly with XRP reserve rumors, as @XRP Avengers highlighted in a 65-like thread. Add in Chainlink's Sergey Nazarov chatting ISO 2022 standards with Swift execs straight from a Real Ellen Crypto's video, and it's clear. The infrastructure for XRP as a reserve bridge is locking in. But what if I'm wrong? What if this is just another pump? Nope, data backs it. The alt-season index is flashing green, and with $8 billion in projected ETF inflows by year-end per brave new coin, XRP is not just along for the ride, it's the engine. Let's pause for a second and zoom out. Because if you're like most in the community, you've been burned by past surges that fizzled. Remember the 2021 peak? Hype without delivery. But this is different. Today's X threads are laced with what-if scenarios that keep me up at night. What if the US follows Trump's lead and grabs a slice of Ripple's escrow, over 40 billion XRP locked and loaded? At Universe 20 crunch the math. To buy 100 XRP, you spend $277 now. When hashtag XRP hits $100 per coin, those left behind have to spend $10,000. Brutal truth, with 167 likes proving the FOMO's real. Or consider at Rip Bullwinkle's fresh YouTube drop, 69 likes strong. A government partnership just put XRP on the global stage. He's dissecting a new alliance that's onboarding institutions via the ledger. Think Walmart and Amazon integrations via tokens like number XBONK, surging from 30 cents to $200. But hold up, suspense alert. You won't believe what this one tweet from at 589 Bull 10000 reveals about SWIFT's impending doom. Scroll to it later, but spoiler, it's the Kodak analogy that hits like a freight train. Swift's execs stare at XRP, same playbook, same arrogance, same ending. With 195 likes, he's arguing XRP is the inevitable bridge for cross-border flows, especially as tokenized deposits explode. Imagine banks tokenizing $10 trillion in assets by 2030, per Ripple's own projections, all routing through XRP for neutrality. That's not speculation, that's the playbook. And for you chart warriors, at Trade Toji's calling a dip buy at $2.30 to $2.40, with 65 likes backing his track record. Those who follow my XRP charts know how accurate they are. Energy's electric. Community reactions are pure fire. From at X-Finance Bulls, this is your last chance to buy XRP. Global adoption rally is coming. 217 likes. To at Digital Asset Buys dip buy confession. This is all I think about while I buy the XRP dips. Please stay at these prices for a little longer. Laughter, but laced with urgency. All right, deep breath. We're midway, and if your heart's racing, good. Because now, let's tackle the elephant in the room, the doubters. If you're scrolling comments thinking, Leo, this surge feels too good, SEC ghosts, market crashes, why trust the government now? I get it. You've been through the ringer. That 6% drop post-Fed cut? Liquidity crunch per AI Invest. $1.5 billion in liquidations shook everyone. And yeah, at Cryptonary calls, XRP, the ultimate cult coin, pumping the SWIFT narrative cycle after cycle. Fair shot. But here's the counter. Cults don't survive SEC battles and emerge with ETF green lights on the horizon. Garlinghouse isn't whispering, he's stating, the approval of a spot XRP ETF is inevitable, and it could slot XRP into reserves like Bitcoin. Pain point addressed. Ripple's not fleeing to Dubai. It's embedding in DC, collaborating on legislation. At Pompeius Nails the bigger fight, digital ID is here. Ripple and the XRP ledger flip the model. You hold the keys. Zero knowledge proofs mean sovereignty, not surveillance. 160 likes, and it's the ethos that crushes myths. You're doubting because past pain lingers, but flip it. What if this is the turning point? Trump's admin is pro-crypto to the core, embracing Ripple as the American innovator that Gensler tried to crush. At Crypto Insight again, Ripple provide infrastructure, perfectly placed to be rewarded. If you're sitting on the sidelines, asking, is this real? Look at the inflows. Vanguard's dipping toes, per FX's streets wrap today, and with XRP down just 2.43% to $2.77 intraday, bouncing back to $2.80 as we speak. The setup screams buy the dip. No more if. The when is now. Institutions aren't tweeting, they're accumulating, just like gold hit $2,500 on stealth buys. Building to the climax, brace yourself. My bold prediction, backed by today's intel, by the fourth quarter of 2025, we see the first US government XRP allocation announcement tied to a spot ETF launch. Why? Trump's stockpile vision collides with Ripple's ISO 2022 compliance, making XRP the efficient reserve play. Projections? $4 short-term on ETF hype, per ChatGPT and 99 Bitcoins forecasts, but zoom to 2026. Disruption banking sees XRP strong under Trump, potentially $10 plus, as tokenized assets hit trillions. At XRP_ARMY_RIPPLEs satirical, I'm selling my number XRP and buying back lower. 94 likes say it's the community's wink. We know the truth. This isn't a surge, it's the ignition. FOMO hits peak when that reserve buy leaks. $2.80 today becomes, why didn't I load up? Tomorrow. Whew, mind blown yet? Let's recap the wins that have the XRP army unbreakable. From quiet institutional tokenization floods to Trump's reserve blueprint. XRP is not just surviving, it's ascending as the global bridge. We've dissected the tweets, crushed the myths, and stared down the future. Sovereignty, speed, and stratospheric gains. You've got the insider alpha no mainstream outlet touches, because this is our community, our revolution. If this fired you up, smash that like button to signal the algorithm. Let's push this to every XRP holder worldwide. Drop a comment below. What's your XRP price target by EOY? $5, $10, or moonshot $100? Subscribe for weekly deep dives like this. You won't miss the next bombshell. And share this with your crew. Tag a friend still doubting, because together we're getting XRP to the stars. Not financial advice, folks. Dior. But the momentum? Undeniable. Leo out. Stay bullish. Army. Peace.